It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Jets and the Browns, and it's coming up next.
We come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the New York Jets and the Cleveland Browns. Brandon Gaudin alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis. And CD, our quarterbacks taking center stage here for each of their respective offenses. Zach Wilson of the Jets, Deshaun Watson of the Browns.
And I think for me, and this isn't an original thought by any stretch, and probably for these two head coaches as well, the key for them is going to be limiting the turnovers, limiting the free possessions. I mean, this isn't saying anything you don't already know, but you've got to be able to make the most out of your drives and see if your defense can help you out and take the ball away from the other team and give you a few extras.
2-1 team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. Here's Berrios. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Well, we get our first look at this New York Jets offense, really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, 2nd overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. Calling no gain on the play, and it will be 2nd down. Well, Charles, here's the draft class for the Jets for 2022, and certainly a splash-worthy class. 3 first-round picks in one draft. And you also have to be impressed not only at the players they got there, but also on days 2 and 3.
You're exactly right about that. Arguably, they got the top player at that position when they made their selections in the 1st round. Cornerback Ahmad Sauce Gardner Ford. I had him rated number 2 behind Derek Stingley, but he's still one of the best ones in the draft. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson, they got him 10th overall. And defensive end Jermaine Johnson, 26th. I thought he might go earlier to Atlanta in the top 10. And then maybe they landed the draft's best running back in Breece Hall on day 2.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. Back deep is a very dangerous Mike Hughes. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Watson. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. C.J. Mosley. leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. After the sack on first down, Watson. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. So as they take it over, we step aside. And am I seeing this correctly? They brought out the field goal team here on first down. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter. Zuerlein out now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns set to take over. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. They come up here now first down. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career, and he parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
In on the tackle is the lineman, Perrion Winfrey. And now it's 2nd down, but here's the field goal team out onto the field. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. Watson trying to get his guys moving. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. That's caught at the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll return this one all the way out of the other side of the field. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. To throw is Wilson. And that nearly intercepted. The free safety roaming into position, almost had it, but it's second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming. The first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for them, end with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Watson on 3rd down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Devin White defeating the offensive line and getting to the quarterback. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And here comes Berrios. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. Final play of the half, it's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
So now with a late touchdown, not only will they take the lead to the locker room, but they'll try and add 2 more here. Wilson now. A final shot before break. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So we've come to halftime. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Takes it at the 7. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here are the Jets now to take over. They lost last week. Actually, not only did they lose, they were shut out, but they've got the lead here right now. They go play action with Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Play action. Now Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They go play action now. Wilson. And he's got it. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. 2 straight sacks have him backed up now for a 3rd and goal. Play action. It's Wilson.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop it behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that now makes this a 15-7 game. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Watson's throw hauled in by Bell. Just a gain of a couple there. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Watson. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Now Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down. Back to throw, Watson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Watson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Watson. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the Jets have just about sewn up this football game. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Oh, Wilson going to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
He finds Wilson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. And Wilson with it, complete. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jets have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter.
Things are rocking easy here in the fourth quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something? Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When he'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk reward is just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. You see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Here's Watson. Connects with Peoples-Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. To throw, Watson. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding, offense.
They get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Watson looks to throw again. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. To throw again on 2nd down, Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And, oh, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. To throw is Watson. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. And the Jets are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take the knee. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Jets, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.